This is Jarrod Horak for the RunawayHorse.com, back with my second video this week. I just took a look at the Travers Stakes. Now I'm going to take a look at the Pat O'Brien Stakes from Del Mar. It's a Breeders' Cup Win and You're In for the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. I've been covering these Breeders' Cup Win and You're In videos in my video series, and you can find that whole series on my YouTube channel. Now, if you're interested in my full card analysis from Del Mar, head on over to the RunawayHorse.com. You will find those full cards on my sales page all summer long. You can purchase the entire meet, weekly, and weekend packages and individual full cards at therunawayhorse.com on my sales page. Now, I'm also having some free selections at the RunawayHorse.com on our Breeders' Cup 2022 page. My handicapping colleague, Dr. Atlas, posting free selections. And I also have some free selections at HorseRacingNation.com and then on the Del Mar website as well. And I'll provide links in the description in this video for all of those free selections. Let's get right into the analysis of the Pat O'Brien. It's the 9th race from Del Mar on Saturday, August 27th. The Grade 2, $250,000 Pat O'Brien Stakes, 7 furlongs for 3-year-olds and up. They're going to go to post at 9:02 p.m. Eastern Time. CZ Rocket is number 1. Umberto Rispoli is going to ride for Peter Miller. This one's a 12 for 32 pro. He's banked more than $1.5 million in his career. He exits a victory in an optional claiming race at Del Mar at 6.5 furlongs. That was his second win at Del Mar. He's won 3 times at this 7 furlong distance, and he's one that's been classy for a long time. He can rally from off the pace. He's going to be probably saving ground, trying to get involved late. He's an 8-year-old gelding now, but he still has some run based on that last race on July 23rd. Number 2, Principe Carlo. He's one that always tries hard. In the Grade 2 San Carlos at 7 furlongs in March, he was second at 16-1 odds. The Triple Bend at 7 furlongs at Santa Anita, he was second by a nose at 13-1 odds. And then last time in the Bing Crosby at 6 furlongs, he was part of the pace. He finished 5th. He's won 3 times at Del Mar, and he's run 4 times at this distance with the win in 2 seconds. Based on those graded efforts at this 7 furlong distance at good prices, he's one you can certainly use somewhere in the exotics. Number 3, Restrainedvengence, 30-1 morning line. He's struggled this year. He's 0 for 4. He had a good year last year. He hasn't even finished in the top 3 this year. Last year he had 9 starts, 2 wins, a second and 3/3. And so he had a very good year, including a 3rd place finish in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. He was one I liked as a long shot underneath. He was 40-1, and he ended up running 3rd there. He won some smaller stakes races, including the Grade 3 American at Santa Anita last year. Just off his game this year, and he's going to have to really step it up. Number 4, American Theorem, back-to-back wins in graded sprints on the West Coast. It's 7 furlong Triple Bend. He won that one by a nose at 13-1 odds. Set a great trip from post 3 that day in that 6-horse field. Stalked the pace and won it. And then the Bing Crosby last time from post 8 in a 9-horse field. The outside lanes were best, and he was able to rally, take over, and win by a length and a half. He's in good form right now, but there are some pretty good horses in this race. He is 2 for 3 at Del Mar, and he's run twice at 7 furlongs with a win in the second. Get her number 5 in here, 8-1 morning line, 4 for 12 lifetime, has won at this distance and finished second in the Lone Start at Del Mar, and that was in the Bing Crosby last time out from post 9, rallying to finish second. Won an optional claiming race at Churchill Downs at 7 furlongs prior to that. This one's going to have to try to rally a bit from off the pace under Ramon Vazquez. Number 6, the Chosen Vron. This is a California-bred gelding, very consistent, 8 starts, 5 wins, a second and 2/3. He's run 7 times on fast dirt with 5 wins, a second and a third. It's just a question of how much faster has he gotten this year. He did defeat some of the horses in this race, Laurel River in the Las Barrera and Defunded in the Affirmed last year at Santa Anita. But he's only run once this year as a 4-year-old, and that was from post 10 in the California Dreamin' Stakes at a mile and a 16th at Del Mar on turf. And then in that race, he was 3rd, beaten a neck. So now I'm not quite sure where he stands. Umberto Rispoli had been winning on him last year, and he rode him last time, but he does not ride here. Hector Barrios jumps aboard. Number 7, Laurel River. This one for Bob Baffert ended 2021 with an 11-length romp against Optional Claiming Company, 1 mile at Del Mar, September of 2021. Came back July of 2022, picked up where he left off. Del Mar, 1 mile, Optional Claiming Company, dominated that one. Juan Hernandez rode last time. He'll ride back. Good jockey trainer team with Bob Baffert and Juan Hernandez. This one's 2 for 3 at Del Mar. He earned strong speed figures in his last 2 1-mile wins. He cuts back to 1 turn. He'll probably be part of the pace. Number 8, Speaker's Corner. He's 6 to 5 morning line for trainer Bill Mott. Mike Smith will ride. He's run 11 times. He's had 6 wins, 2 seconds, and 2/3. He's run 4 times at 7 furlongs, 3 wins and a second. He was very sharp earlier this year. Back-to-back 1-turn mile graded wins in the Grade 2 Gulfstream Park Mile, and then the Fred Hooper before that, and then he won the Grade 1 Carter Stakes at 7 furlongs at Aqueduct. Dominated that race. And then the Met Mile, he ran into Flightline. Happy Saver was second. He was third after setting the pace. And then the John Nerude Stakes last time out, he ran into Life is Good, and he was second best there in that 4-horse field. So he'll be part of the pace in here. He's certainly not meeting any rivals as good as Life is Good or Flightline, and he's more than capable of winning this race. He's certainly the horse to beat on paper. Number 9, Defunded, is interesting. Now, he's one that he was 7th in the San Diego last time, but he ran better than that line looks. Now, looking at the main track that day, it was certainly an outside bias. Now, if you go over to therunawayhorse.com and you click on my California page, you'll find Del Mar recaps from each day. So each day I'll recap Del Mar each week in those weekly recaps. I look at how the track's played. I look at the leading jockeys and trainers. I do the stakes recaps. I do my full card recaps as well. So in those recaps, what I said about the Saturday, July 30th card that day, no fronting winners on dirt. I said there were 6 dirt races on the main track. Every winner was running in an outside lane. So there was definitely an outside bias, not necessarily a closer's bias. Horses were within striking range and doing well. Now, what I said about that San Diego handicap from that day, now Stiletto Boy got to the front early, but Defunded from post 2, they sent him along through the inside, and he set the pace. The opening quarter was 23.71, half in 47.44, 6 furlongs, 111.19. So those first 2 internal fractions were 23.73, 23.75. Defunded was setting a pressured pace. Stiletto Boy, a stakes winner, was chasing him. Country Grammar and Royal Ship, and they were all outside of him. So he was going fast through those internal fractions, and those horses that were chasing him were quality horses, and he couldn't keep going. The inside was definitely deeper that day, and he ended up weakening. So I didn't think that was a bad effort at all, considering everything that happened there. And prior to that, he was in good form. He was second in the Grade 1 Gold Cup at Santa Anita, clearly second best. He finished well in front of Royal Ship that day. Royal Ship turned the tables on him, obviously, in the San Diego. In an optional claiming race in his first start this year, he dominated that race. Last year, he was second by a nose in the Los Alamitos Derby. He was second in the Affirmed at a mile and a 16th. He broke his maiden at 6 furlongs as a first-time gelding, March of 2021, rallying from off the pace in that 6 furlong race. So he's one that I think, cutting back in distance, he's interesting, coming off that effort in which he was in the wrong lane. He was just in the wrong spot that day, the way that track was playing. Blinkers off for Bob Baffert, a strong move. His regular rider, Abel Cedillo, stays put. Finally, number 10, Senor Buscador, will try to get involved late. He was no threat in the San Diego. He was no threat in the Risen Star either. He did win the 2020 Springboard Mile, but he's only run 3 times since then. Seems up against it. So no doubt about it, the horse to beat in here is Speaker's Corner. And I would not be surprised if he won this race. But I think if you just heard everything that I just said, number 9, Defunded, is going to be my value top choice. I picked him in the San Diego. I'm going to give him another shot in here, cutting back in distance after racing on the wrong part of the track in that San Diego, being pressured by some very quality handicap horses there. So Defunded, my value top choice over Speaker's Corner. But I certainly will be playing Defunded to win and then exact a box with Speaker's Corner. And then I'd like to maybe try to get Principe Carlo somewhere in the money. He does run well at a price in these graded races at 7 furlongs. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this content. That will wrap up this week's second video. I'll be back again. I'll look at Breeders' Cup winning your ins from Saratoga. Until then, good luck at the races.